talk a little bit about your contest history? I mean, the MD viewers and members are all very familiar with you because you've had a thread on there on MD, and you've been putting up daily blogs and daily videos, and I know it's gone down a storm with the members. I mean, you're getting thousands of hits.
Yeah, I have to say that I never thought...
You're really popular, really popular.
Some of the American fans, and I haven't got a clue you are, and I'll probably never meet you, but thank you for your support, because it has been astronomical, the amount of PMs I've had, the good wishes, and just the fact that that people have come on and looked and had an interest in a little guy from Eccles.
Do you think it's because they think they could identify more with someone like you than maybe...
I think my physique is more attainable, and I've said this to other people that are saying, if I could be like Jay Cutler or whatever, then maybe I would like to be like that, but the chance I ain't going to be like that. I'm not. They're 1 in 6 billion. The rest of us just have to work really hard to have a moderately decent physique. I haven't got the best genetics. I haven't got everything else that goes with it. But what I have got is the drive to win. I won't be beaten, and it doesn't matter who you're up against. You have to put your.
You certainly. I mean, that year you did the Grand Prix 2004. I mean, you beat Pete Brown. I mean, probably most people won't know who that guy is, but he's a very, very, very big. Very big man, yeah.
Comparable to Ron is.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, he's enormous, and you wipe the floor with him.
But Pete has his problem areas. I was just fortunate to take a package to that stage that day that people liked, and they rewarded me with an 8th place. So it's just the way it goes.
Okay, obviously, I mean, you've been, what was it, your first show 82?
1982.
I mean, obviously we'd be here for hours talking about all the shows you've done, but can you tell us sort of some of your notable wins aside from the British Championships? Say the top 3 biggest shows you've won or placed well in.
Well, I used to do a lot of stuff with the WPF as well.
The European Federation.
European Federation. So I think the first year I did that, I took...
the Worlds?
I've won 5 world titles. So I've won... I won a lightweights, 2 middleweights and 2 masters. And
3 different classes?
3 different classes. And I think that the last year, which was probably 2004... 2002, when I went back and I double defended the middleweights and the masters, so that had to be...
You got 2 world titles in one show?
I've done it twice.
You've done it twice? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I know in the WPF you can compete in more than one class. I mean, they're qualifiers. I've seen guys do first-timers, novices, weight classes, masters, 2 or 3 classes. And we were lots of trophies.
I went one year and won the masters and the middleweights. And
you like collecting trophies then?
I like
titles.
I like to set precedents. I like to be able to think, well, why can't you do that? And that's why bodybuilding for me is one of them things. It's why I've done other federations. It's because, and especially when I was very competitive as an amateur, and I did the UK BFF and I took the lightweights there, then I did the Europeans and the Worlds and other federations, because I wanted to be the best ever lightweight in the world. So anywhere that had a good federation, that had a good lightweight or a good middleweight, that was where I was, because I wanted to be, it was almost like boxing. I wanted to be the best middleweight, the best lightweight, the best anything.
So eventually you became a big fish in a little pond because you basically won everything.
Yes, I'd run out of things.
And obviously now you're in the 202. It's kind of back to the beginning.
It's funny how
you're up against the big sharks.
Yeah, it's funny how life comes round to catch you and give you a good slap just to remind you where you're at. But you know what? Life is like that, and I think it's not about getting knocked down. It's only
testing yourself, aren't you? You're really testing.
Yeah, because without that test,
strive.
Yeah, I mean, and I know, Giles, we've been in the game long enough, and how many people do you see in the gym saying, yeah, I'm going to compete one day when I'm big enough, when I'm this enough, when I'm that enough, and you know that they're never going to do it. The thing is, until you actually say, I'm going to do it, that's when you test yourself. These blogs that we did, this 12-week diet that I did, I put it out there on the line to show people saying, well, this is what it takes. And it is tough and it is hard.
In the less glamorous side of it.
Yeah, but these are the things, and if you're not aware of it, then it does kind of sometimes come around and bite you. But I know that through what we've done and through the response to not just the Americans, but people in India and China and countries I've never even heard of, that they've been inspired by a little guy, me, to go up against the bigger guys, and they're thinking, well, why not? There's a thread I had on this guy saying, I thought I had to have 20-inch arm to get on stage.
Rocky 3,
And, and it's like, no, you don't. He said, I probably...
He said, I don't want to... He said, I thought I'm not going to get on stage until my arms are 20 inches.
But you'll never get on stage then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You've been training 20 years. And
I'm not going to get on stage to look like Ronnie Coleman. Oh, well. Take up swimming.
So you know this person in particular. So if you can affect people and just say, look, just look at it slightly differently. and go for it.
It's about relating. People can relate to you because, you know,
I weigh 176, you know, and again, I go up against people who's 6'6", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
All right, and so I get my arse kicked now and then, but it doesn't stop me having a go.
But isn't that the good thing about bodybuilding? The fact that you can, there is like things like there is an equalizer, like getting condition and having symmetry means you can go up against. I mean, I've done it myself and I beat bigger guys. You know, it's not like boxing where you can go in and a middleweight can go out and defeat a heavyweight. It's that's a good thing, don't you think?
I do, and the more people realise that, then the more people are going to get up there, and I think that's what we'll call change, by having more and more people of that class, of that condition going in. Because if we just swamp the market with a better physique, a better class of quality physique, then the bigger guys are going to think, I can't just turn up out of shape, I can't just turn up big, I have to pull my waist in, I have to get this, I have to get separation and detail. Then that can only be good for the sport, because it means that the bigger guys are going to have to improve their game. The little guys think, I can have a chance. So in the middle, you're going to get this melting pot of physiques and ideas and things like that, which are going to compete. And that can only be better for the game, because the more people you get coming in, putting in a bigger gene pool, putting in a better quality of attack, the game can only get better.
I mean, I think it's like the women's classes now. They're bringing in different classes to bring more people into the sport. They're bringing in classic classes. I mean, for myself, I mean, I'm out of the novices. Where do I go now? I'm not going to go up against, I mean, like Daz Ball and guys like that, these 280 pounders. I'm not going to do anything. So I think bringing in these new classes where people can attain that kind of physique. I know I can go in if I get ripped with a good fighting chance of guys of a similar height and weight. Would you ever consider going back to the amateurs and say doing like the IFBB World Amateur Championships or the Europeans or?
No, because I think once you've been at a certain level, then I think I've taken enough trophies and I wouldn't like to take anything off anybody else. It's just not the way I'm. If I can't be at the top, then I don't want to be at the top.
I mean, obviously, from people seeing your blog, I mean, these daily updates, I think people are starting to realise, probably the reason they like you, is because that you're not so much of a one-dimensional bodybuilder. There is a lot more to Paul George than just being a bodybuilder. What other kind of things do you? I mean, once I asked you, I said, "What is your look?" You know, you're the look, the beard, and the mohawk and stuff. I said, "What is it like? A biker?" And he says, and you said to me, he says, "No, it's just me. That's just exactly. I'm not trying to look like anyone. It's just how I want to look." Yeah.
And that's still the case. At the end of the day, I am me.
You like your ink, don't you? I mean,
I like lots of things. I don't see the point of. It's only one life, and I don't think you can limit it into everything that you do. And I like to eat from a table of a broad spectrum of foods, you know, and life is like that. I like my hair the way it is. I like to be controversial. If I didn't seek attention, and if I didn't, if I had problems with people looking at the way I looked, then I would wear beige.
Okay, Paul, well, mate, that was a fantastic interview, and thank you so much for the time. Ow! I got strong shape. You got good, I can see where you deadlift 1,000 kilo. But, so obviously, I mean, I wish Paul George all the best. Here we are at Olympic Gym in Eccles in Manchester. Paul's going to give us a quick guided tour. And I'm Giles for musculardevelopment.com.